Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you and I'm so glad you clicked on. Today we are going over every book that I read in June. I read a total of 11 books this month and I'm honestly pretty surprised about that, but I had some really good reads. Very excited to get into them. Let's go ahead and just get into this video, starting with the first book that I finished in the month of June, which was Kingdom of Ash. I loved this book. Automatic 5 stars. It was wrapped up so well, and everything in this book was done so well. I obviously can't say much about it because it is the final book in the Throne of Glass series, but I will have you all know that you should pick up this series. It is a commitment. There is 8 books, but I think it's definitely worth it, especially to get to this one as the finale. I did read The Quiet Tenant this month on audio. It's the only book that I read this month that I don't physically own. It was a book club pick for my cousin's book club, and I rated it a 2 stars. I did not enjoy it at all. I feel like it was very underwhelming and pretty annoying, and then I found the second person POV to be very like a strange way to go about that, and yeah, I just didn't like it. It just wasn't for me, so I gave that one a 2 stars. Don't want to talk too much about it because it's a thriller and it was like not very good. But anywho, moving forward to another positive read, I read The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center and absolutely loved this book. So this follows Emma and Charlie and follows their romance story. They are both screenwriters, but Charlie is super successful and Emma is not. She couldn't go through college or some sort of like program to become a really well-known famous screenwriter because of a family incident that you learn about in this book. It definitely impacted her life. Not negatively, but it stopped her from doing a lot of stuff that she wanted to do. So this is following their romance. Emma is sent to help Charlie write a rom-com because apparently that's the one thing that he literally can't do. So we learn a lot more about Charlie and get more in depth with his character and what he's struggling with. So these two characters have so much depth to them, and the romance was really good. I really enjoyed their banter and I really liked how they cared for each other, and I felt like it was pretty realistic as well. So this was really good. I rated it a 4.5. It was so close to 5 star, but there was something at the end that was just like, oh, why? So that is why this is a 4.5. It was really close, but definitely recommend picking up some Catherine Center books. I love them. They're always so good. It's like a breath of fresh air, and she always gives her characters so much depth. So I really enjoyed this one. And then the next book that I read is the sequel to A Curse So Dark and Lonely. It is A Heart So Fierce and Broken, and this is the second book in the Curse Breakers series, which honestly, this is my least favorite book in the series. I think I also gave this a 2.5. I was just pretty bored the entire time. It was very long for what was happening, and honestly, nothing actually really even happened in this book. I think we could have taken away like 200 pages or just made this like a novella, honestly, and it would have been 10 times better. And I found a character in here to be super duper annoying, so didn't love this, gave it a 2.5. If you don't know, what this series is basically started as a Beauty and the Beast retelling and then grows from there. I'm not going to talk too much about what the second book is about. You have to read the first one. One thing about these books, though, is that they do end on cliffhangers, which is why I continued the series after A Curse So Dark and Lonely. So I finished this, ended on a cliffhanger, had to read the third one, which we will get to shortly. But the next book that I read was 28 Summers by Ellen Hildebrand. This one was fun. I gave it a 3-star rating, just because I didn't love the whole affair aspect in this book. Essentially, this book follows 2 characters who are in love with each other and only see each other on Labor Day weekend for 28 summers before something happens. And they're both like in and out of relationships, so it's very morally like not good. But it was entertaining, drama-filled, lots of friends, family drama. But I just I honestly didn't really understand the whole 28 summer affair thing. Only seeing each other on Labor Day. I didn't really get that because, like, why would we just not be together, but it was entertaining, and the connections between this and the rest of her Nantucket books was like really good. I liked seeing some of the characters again. But yeah, this was 3-star, average read. Definitely not one of my favorites by this author. I don't think I'd recommend this one, but I would recommend a lot of her other books. After that, I read one of my favorite books of the month, which was Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. Oh my god, this book was so good. I absolutely loved all of the characters in this book. It was done so well. It was so wholesome, so sweet. We have a golden retriever male main character and just like the most well-rounded female main character who knows what she wants, and I love that. So it follows Win and Bo, and they go to this Halloween party that her friend is throwing, and they have some punch and they get it on, essentially. And then 6 weeks later, she's pregnant. So it's accidental pregnancy, surprise pregnancy, unexpected pregnancy, however you want to say it. But it's one night stand, and then he really steps up to the plate, and he is really, really understanding, helpful, welcoming, and just wants to make her super comfortable and like wants her to know that he is there for her, which is just absolutely stunning. And the communication in this book is also really good. There was really nothing about this book that I didn't like. I genuinely loved every single part. I loved the banter. I loved how they were really getting to know each other. It was just done so well. So I gave this a 5 stars. It was so good, and I'm so excited to pick up more by this author. Highly recommend picking up this book. And then the next book that I read was a little bit of a disappointment for me. I read The Fury by Alex Michaelides, and I gave this a 2-star. And I was really excited for it. I had a lot of expectations because I've read 2 of his other books and they were both really, really good. But this one just fell really flat for me and honestly had way too much going on. The like timeline and like the storyline was just like kind of all over the place. It didn't really have like a flow to it. I feel like it wasn't structured well, but it basically, I don't even know. It's like told as like a screenwrite, which I thought was going to be super interesting, but I also found it to be quite predictable and just not good, honestly, which is super sad to say because I was really excited about this. And then the other thing that really annoyed me was that at the end of this book, there is spoilers for The Silent Patient and The Maidens. Thank God I'd already read them, but like if you're reading this one and you read the end, there's literally spoilers for the books. So definitely read this one last. If you plan on it, do The Silent Patient, The Maidens, and then this book. I don't know why they're all interconnected like that, but they are. So wouldn't recommend this. It basically is following like kind of a friend group, couples at this island. They're all actors and actresses, well, not all of them, but majority of them, and 2 of them are having an affair. Whatever, there's a lot going on. Again, did not have much structure, so there's not much to tell, but I don't know, just didn't like it. Gave it a 2 stars. And then I did read the final book in the Cursebreaker series, which is A Vow So Bold and Deadly, and this one was 10 times better than the other 2. It ended off really, really well. I actually enjoyed the characters in this one. I feel like they had some character development and growth. It became a little bit more mature in some manners. I did really, 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 really dislike Ren for majority of this book, and Harper was also pissing me off. So if you've read this, you know who those are, and they were just kind of making me angry. So I think I did end up giving this one a 3.5. Definitely my favorite from the series, but nothing I would recommend again. I don't think that this is worth the time. And then I finished another, well, caught up to another series. I read The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, and I think I gave this one a 3.5 as well. I didn't love this book, but I didn't hate it. I still was entertained by it. I just think it was, I don't know. Every time I talk about this series, I just like, I don't know what to say about it because I'm not obsessed with it, but I don't think it's a bad book. And I think it has to do with the characters. I just don't think I'm connected with the characters. I loved the novella between this one and the first book. That was so good, and I did love seeing the connection between the novella and then this book. That was really nice. But I just overall don't think that I'm obsessed with the series. It's good. I think I would recommend everybody picking it up and trying it because I think some people would really enjoy this, but I did hear a lot of like comparison to ACOTAR in this book, and I genuinely do not see it like at all. So I was rudely interrupted while I was talking about this. I don't know where I left off, but I'm just gonna go ahead and be like, I didn't love this book, didn't hate it, not obsessed with it, but like enjoyed it. So it was a 3.5 stars for me. And then let me talk about this book again. Kill for Me, Kill for You. I literally just went on a whole tangent as to why I really like this book, but I'm not going to do that again because that was really annoying. Anyways, this is a thriller. I got it from Book of the Month last month, or in March. I got it in March. And I genuinely really enjoy this. It's one of my new favorite thrillers. Definitely one that I would recommend to anybody looking for a new thriller. The writing was done really well. The plot was really thought out. The structure was really good. The plot twists were amazing. I was very like into it. Very intriguing and grasping. Had me wanting to keep reading it. If I wasn't reading it, all I was doing was thinking about it. So that's always a great sign. I ended up rating this a 4 stars. It follows 3 different point of views. There's like a couple other ones like thrown in there, but like nothing that we need to discuss. So I definitely recommend picking this up. Go into it blind. I went into it absolutely blind, knowing nothing about it, and it was done so well. I'll definitely be picking up other books from this author. Hopefully I'll like them just as much, but this was really good. So definitely recommend picking it up. I gave it 4 stars. The final book that I read in the month of June was the Summer of Broken Rules. I did not know what to read after Kill for Me, Kill for You, so I had Andrew pick a book for me, and he picked the Summer of Broken Rules because he read it a year ago, and he really enjoyed it. He thought it was super cute. This is a YA romance. It follows Meredith, and she goes to this island for a family reunion every year, but her older sister Claire passed away 18 months ago, so she hadn't been there in a little bit, and they go back for a wedding. So it's on this vineyard island type of thing. The setting is really cute, and she's trying to go through this without her sister and trying to get back into the routine of things and reaching out to friends and family. She's dealing with grief in this, so there's some depth to this book. This was a fun plot. Basically, at this island, the family reunion, they play a game called The Assassin, which is basically like a water wars type of game, where you're assigned somebody to shoot with a water gun and they're out of the game. So there's alliances, there's teams, like people work together, and she teams up with a groomsman called Wit, and they work together to basically assassin everybody and try and win the game. And it follows their little romance and their little like summer fun romance. Highly recommend picking this up in the summer. It's a super fast read, super easy, very fun. I gave it 3.5. I thought I had a really good time with it. I binged it in 2 sittings, so it's very easy to read, very fast paced. But yeah, those are all of the books that I read in the month of June. I read a total of 11 books, and I had so much fun. I'm very excited to see what July has in store. I will give you all a little sneak peek that I've already finished 2 books, and it is July 2nd, so it's looking like a pretty good month so far. I don't want to jinx myself, but yeah, I'm having such a great time with reading. I hope everybody else had a really good reading month. If you've read 1 book or 3 books or more than that, let me know what your favorite book you read in June was. Mine has to be Kingdom of Ash. Has to be Kingdom of Ash. And then probably Out on the Limb. Those 2. But they're just so different. But yeah, anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. I'm so happy that you guys clicked on, and I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you in the next one.